So now we will discuss some conversion between the object and the basic types, as what my question was. So when we want to convert between the user defined data types and the basic types, we can't rely on built-in conversion routines. So since compiler doesn't know anything about the user defined, so we have to do the conversion, which is the explicit conversions. For this, we will show the example which have the conversion for both the distance to the float and from the float to the distance. Okay, so we'll have this conversion between object and the basic types. That was my question. Can we have that? Yes, we have that facility, conversion between the objects and the basic types. Right. So class distance, we have this, and in that the variable is there. Const float MTF, that is meter to feet, one variable have taken. Then we have the feet and the inches value as in the earlier example we have. Okay. Same way variables, all variables. Here with the help of, firstly we are using the constructor, which is a default constructor, which is a default constructor having assigning the value of feet 0, inches 0.0 point 0, and mtf meter to feet, that is the value assigned is initialization is 3.2 and with followed with 80833f. So this is the conversion value which will assign to this meter to feet basic initialization value. Okay, then we are calling another one more function in which we are passing the meters value as a parameter to the constructor, and here we are assigning this meter value to mtf, that is mtf is the variable, that kind of float variable. Okay, so this variable you are assigning the value 3.280. Okay, now in this what I want, that I can want to convert it into the feet and inches. This value I want to convert into the feet and inches. So I can write the definition for this particular function, which is you have input the value in meters and you want it to convert into the feet and inches. So you are taking the inside this function, you are taking the values like again float feet is equal to mtf, which is the parameter passed, multiplied by the meter. It will convert to the float to feet. This is the equation. Then similarly feet is equal to, now again you are converting whatever the value you got, that is in float value, you are converting it into the integer value. So how you can convert this into the integer value? With the help of the typecasting, with the help of typecasting. So integer value, now whatever the float value, it just convert it into the integer value. Okay, so it will convert it into the integer value and it will assign to the feet value, and it was assigned to the feet value. Now next is the inches variable. For inches, which is equal to 12 multiplied by the value of which you have taken, that is a feet value, that is which you have assigned here, mtf multiplied by meters, you got that value minus the feet value, which you right now converted it into the integer. Now the leftover here is the inches. This inches is what you got from this formula. So actually what you are doing with the equation values, you are converting the value of that user defined variable, means we can do the vice versa. Okay, so we have used this float in meters and you are converted it into the feet and inches. You have taken value, okay, and you are converted this value into feet and inches, in that means into the user defined data type. Same way, user-defined data type value can be converted. So it is written like that. We have taken one more variable, which is a meter to feet. The name of the variable is meter to feet for the understanding purpose, but it is a float variable. It is a float variable. Okay. So in this method, what you are doing, you are passing the value of meter in float value, and then you are converting that value into the user defined, that is user defined feet into inches value. Okay, so that means convergence can take place, convergence can take place. So similarly we can have the another things that we can convert it into, or same way the whatever we have used program get is distance, enter feet, enter inches, we can enter into the values feet and inches value using the get distance method, which you are asking for the values of feet and inches from the user, that is a get distance value. Similarly we can have the show distance value, which we are asking for showing the display of the feet and inches. Okay, feet and inches we want to display as a distance value. Same way, now I want to display the conversion operator, so I can display it out. Operator float, operator float. Which one? Now in this case, we want to use the conversion operator. So I can convert the distance to the meters. I can convert the distance to the meters. That means converting the inches as well as converting the feet. Okay, and returning this value as a float value towards the as a output. So float phrase feet is equal to inches, whatever the inches value was there, divided by 12. Then you are using this value inside the phrase feet variable plus equal to static cast. This is the actually keyword. This is the actually keyword which will make it the float value. Okay. So what typecast we want? Typecast means conversion of the feet value into the float value, and then returning the phrase feed division by MTF. Now what is the MTF value? MTF value is some constant value. This is 3.280833F. 3.280833F. This is the some constant value. So now you will get the output of this is the conversion of distance to the meters value. Distance to the meters value. You are taking a distance value. Now distance is having float, sorry, distance is having feet and inches, and you are converting feet and inches into a meter value. Doing some equations, you are doing the user defined value into the built-in values. What built-in value? It here is the float value. Here is the float value. So built-in value is float value. So what basically you are doing? You are assigning two methods. One method which we earlier discussed. What was that? This method converts the meter into feet and inches, and this method converts the this method converts the feet and inches into meter value. Feet and inches, this is the user defined, and it is converted into the it is converted into the built-in data type, that is float. Meter is nothing but it is described as a float. So for that we needed some equations. Only thing is that we should know the equations, and there are the type conversions, whether we want that value into the integer or whether we want that value into the float. Just you have to typecast using the typecast operator. Okay. So now just look at this, the main function. There is a main function. In that main function you can see the float meters. Yes, float meters. This is a variable of which one? Which one? Meters is a variable of which one? Yes.
Distance.
No, meters is a variable of float data type.
Oh,
Just yes, float data type meters. As what we have done in the program, we have just converted a simple float value into the into what? Simple, yes, meters value. This is a float value, and we have converted this meter value into the user defined distance value. Same way, the user defined distance value means what? Feet and inches value, right? Feet and inches value. Now we'll one by one see this. Now the float value variable is meter. Then distance 1 is equal to 2.35 f. Okay, what does this meaning? Uses one argument constructor. Now find out where is this constructor call. See, distance 1 is equal to 2.35 f. We have to find out where we have written the definition of this. We have written or not? Written now. This is the definition where MTF value you are passing, right? One argument. Yes, this is the value of that definition. Then next is, have you got this? This, where we have written this? This is a distance. We want to convert it into the float value, right? Converting meter to distance. Now show this by using distance 1 show distance method. Now uses next. Meters is equal to static cast into the float value in bracket distance 1. Now it uses the conversion operator. Okay, it uses the conversion operator, which is now the distance 1 you are passing as a float and inches value, right? And getting it converted into the meters. Getting it converted into the meters. Now which method you call it for this? Which method out of this? Yes, which method? Which will convert it into meters? This method.
returning.
Yes, this method where you are returning the value into the meters. After getting it distance value as an object, you are converting it into the the simple float value. So for that you have written this statement, meters is equal to static cast float distance 1. That means the parameter you have passed is distance 1, which is a value in the form of feet and inches, and you want have converted into the only meters, which is a float variable. Okay, same way you can show it with the two arguments. Now distance 2 with two arguments, parameter constructor 5 comma 10.25, which will the method it will call here, this one. Can you see this one? Parameterize call?
Yes.
Yes. So this will assign the feet and inches value, feet and inches value to your this, which one? Feet is equal to 5, inches is equal to 10.25, right? This is a constructor call for distance 2. Now next statement, meters is equal to distance 2. Now which conversion operator it will call again? Distance 2 means what? It's a object value, that is it's having a what? Feet and inches value, which will convert to meters value, There is a confusion, I know, but we have written the definition for them also. We have written the definition. So we have to convert it into this required, converting the inches and the feet and converts it into the meters. So this will call the that particular function. Similarly, yes, we don't do this, it won't convert because error will be done here. We have not done this conversion, distance 2 is equal to meter. Either we can do this or this one. Okay, is it clear? Okay, I will show you the output. Uh, okay, let us discuss this preventing conversion with the explicit one argument constructor. Is it visible to you?
Yes. Yes. Ma'am.
Okay. So this is the same way we have done the program. Okay. Same way constant float MTF. This is a constant. Why we are calling? Because it has certain value which is assigned. Which value? 3.280, which is a constant every time. It's a constant value. Okay. But it is in float. Then we have a first thing which we have three variables: feet, inches, and MTF value. So distance will have 0 feet, 0.0 inches, and MTF is by default 3.280833 F. F is for float. Then next is explicit one argument constructor, explicit distance float meter, and this value of MTF as an argument. This float meters will take this conversion, this keyword explicit keyword conversion value. Okay, so we can do the explicit conversion in this case. Float feet inches is equal to MTF multiplied by meters value, which you are passing as an argument, and then you are converting the feet value into the conversion. This is explicit conversion int. You are passing the feet value and inches value. The same way you are displaying it. Okay, in this, if you see the declaration part, it uses the one argument constructor, and this one is distance 1 is equal to 2f 2.35f. It will show the error if this is explicitly called. Okay, ctor means constructor. You have to call like this, uses one argument constructor. Then it will show the you output. Okay, in the next lecture I will show the output of those things, then you will better understand. Okay, whatever we discuss right now, I will show you the output along with this program, then you will better understand what we have done in this conversion technique. Okay.